ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Down and Out Podcast. I will be your host today. My name is Brendan. Today I've got Hunter and Stefan with me.
Hey. What's up?
The first one was Stefan, the second one was Hunter.
That's right.
And we just got back from Endgame. We thought we'd have a little sit down, talk about it. So those of you unfamiliar with Marvel, get out.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Infinity War, probably should have seen that last year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go into no spoiler territory for the first 5 minutes, because we don't... I mean, after the first 10 minutes, the whole movie's spoilers, so...
Yeah. It's tough to talk about it without spoiling anything.
Yeah, it's all spoilers.
Should we get the elephant out of the room? We are all recording in the same microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're all in the same room. I could reach out. Here's Hunter's hair.
That's me.
Here's Stefan's glasses.
Yeah.
I just touched him. It's gross.
Yeah,
my hand's
you might
greasy.
want to wash your hands. You might want to burn that.
Yeah, I'm going to go stick that in the fire after this.
Yeah.
So yeah, no spoilers talk. Endgame, if you've seen everything else coming up to this, you know what this is. You know the stakes. You know the everything behind it. It's all your favorite characters. They even brought Hawkeye in.
They even brought him back.
They even brought in... Oh, I can't say that in
now.
spoilers. Oh, that's right. They renamed him, but they didn't tell us.
Yeah. I mean, I was okay with that.
Yeah, for the entire movie, I was like, Hawkeye. And you said Ronan, I'm like, oh, someone did call him that one at one point.
Yeah.
Is that like a comic thing?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's his
character. So yeah, Hawkeye's back. All your favorite characters are back.
I mean, everybody makes it.
Literally, I think everybody.
Yeah. No, everybody. Yeah. Even side characters that...
Yeah, there's a side character in an ending scene that we had to look up afterwards because it was so out of the blue.
Yeah.
It made sense, but it was just really...
It's odd.
Yeah. And we'll get into that in spoilers if you want to continue listening to us.
Yeah.
But, so let's go around the room, talk about if who you'd recommend it to and how highly you'd recommend it. Stefan, you're the most...
I don't know.
Against the MCU.
Oh, yeah, that's
out of all of us. So let's start with you.
I would recommend it. I think if you've spent that much time watching all these movies, it's the perfect place to continue watching. Mm-hmm. It has a great just character moments, and if you like the Avengers, I mean, why wouldn't you see it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it ended in a way in which I could leave satisfied and not watch any more Marvel movies for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was very well done and satisfying, and I am very happy that I saw it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk, or let's let Hunter talk, who is the biggest MCU fanboy in the room at the moment.
I'll cut me off whenever it feels like it's gone too long. It's already too long. I agree with Stefan. I think it is a perfect culmination and pays respect to all the other films. It really does. It pays respect to all the characters. I don't feel like any characters really got cheated. I mean, like the important ones, I don't feel like got cheated at all. Okay, maybe. But I mean, yeah, I would agree. It's just an excellently put together film. It's insane for how big of a film it is. 10 years in the making, or 11.
10.
Yeah,
20.
20. This stuff has been going on since 1999.
Yeah, you're right.
It feels like it.
It feels like, yeah, because there's 20. This is a 20-second film, so yeah. If you liked,
so if you've been watching one every year,
oh my God, yeah.
it's been 20 years.
Exactly, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was. I think it's the best one that they've ever. It's the best one they've put out.
The best.
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
Yeah,
the best Marvel movie ever.
I think it is. I would say so.
All right, well, wow. That's almost left me speechless. I'm saying that.
MCU.
That is a bold claim.
Is it?
You're gonna have to defend that.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared.
So from MCU fanboy to MCU fanboy, Hunter gives it literally the most glowing recommendation he could.
Yeah.
I'm very middle of the road when it comes to MCU, so I'll say, if you've seen it, go watch it. Hell, if you're one of those weird people who's only seen Infinity War, go watch it. Mm-hmm. And go watch it before people spoil it. Definitely go watch it before people spoil it. Yeah. I don't know how they'll do it. There's so much to spoil.
There is.
You'd have to, it's not like something you yell at the end of the movie, which, spoilers for Star Wars, but I'm pretty sure we went there. Solo dies at the end. Like, that was everywhere before
Yeah.
that movie came out.
Oh.
You'd have to write a paragraph. You'd be like, well, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then this happened. And then,
Oh my God.
and you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Is this Endgame? And then you watch it and you'd be like, I guess he was talking about the same movie.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, go watch it. It's worth a watch.
yeah,
But, like, if you're not into it, you're not into it.
yeah.
If you've seen, like, half the MCUs and you haven't seen Infinity War, and you don't plan on seeing Infinity War, or I guess in that case you wouldn't see Endgame, but
Yeah.
if you're like, should I watch Infinity War and then go watch Endgame?
Yeah,
Probably not.
No. Yeah, you're not gonna get much out of it if you don't like.
If you
the
watch
genre.
Endgame before Infinity War.
Yeah. Honestly, though, if I would watch it backwards, so if Thanos can win, yeah,
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
yeah,
That's kind of funny.
yeah,
Well, I mean, the audience knows Thanos is not gonna win again.
yeah. I mean,
It's
that's
like-
just,
What are you talking about? How dare you?
Yeah.
He's gonna win every time because he
Dude,
did nothing
I
wrong.
really wanted to win so bad. Yeah.
All right, your timer.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
No, it's
looking
fine.
at it, but
If you're gonna, I mean, if you won't be listening to us, you're gonna watch this. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
yeah.
Yeah, go watch it.
There's
I mean,
almost nobody
everybody's-
watching
How
it,
much
so-
money has it made? Didn't it? It broke every record
Well,
imaginable.
I know
Probably.
it broke the Thursday night record. Like no movie's ever made like more than 60 million
Yeah.
opening night.
How much did it
Opening-
make?
It
Opening like
I
hour.
think it made like 70 million.
70 million.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think it's gonna beat probably
Everything.
like
It's-
Avatar
Oh yeah.
opening weekend and all the other.
Well, stuff has already beaten it, didn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, not
Jurassic.
opening weekend.
The first
no.
Jurassic World beat Avatar already.
Yeah.
It'll beat
Same
the
thing with
other
Force
Avenger
It,
movie.
it'll beat everything.
Yeah. It's gonna beat everything.
It's gonna beat everything.
It doesn't matter.
In terms of gross
Yeah.
money making capability. Like I was talking about on the right over there. I'm like, this is Kevin Feige's this is his end game.
Yeah, it
you know,
is.
he's like Disney. I got an idea. It could make you trillions. And he's like, just let me put it together. And they're like, all right. And they're like, throw him one movie, and they're like, oh, that did well. Oh, that did well. And they're like, holy shit, this is doing really well. And they're
Yeah.
like,
They're like, it
you
doesn't
can't
even
see
matter.
this, but I'm
you
like,
just put Marvel on the front and it's gonna sell.
yeah,
You
as
can
you're
put
seeing,
out
yeah.
a shitty movie. Not the shittiest movie I've ever seen, but Captain Marvel's pretty crap.
Yeah, you could put out Captain Marvel, and that
And
movie still outdid
Yeah,
some of the I mean, hell, I think it outdid some Oscars.
yeah.
it
did.
definitely outdid Green
Yeah.
Book because I mean, not many people who go to movie theaters watch the Oscar awards, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch
The Green Book.
the Green
Yeah.
Book.
3 tickets for the Green Book.
Yeah, I saw it afterwards. I don't know how.
Hell, I have it downloaded right now. I mean, I'll watch it, but
It's not bad. I don't
Yeah.
think it was best picture.
So,
It should-
anyways,
The Green
I
Book
guess
podcast.
this will be your spoiler warning. This is
Yeah.
what
Oh,
time?
can I do a before we end this? There's
Okay,
no
yeah,
end
yeah.
credit scene.
Oh yeah, there's
Just so
no
you know,
end credit
there's
scene.
No end credit
There's
scene.
no end credit scene. Don't bother.
Yeah.
The credits are forever and
They
God
are.
long.
I mean, yeah, maybe pay
And-
your respects to those people that worked
and
hard
yeah, I
on
will
this
say
shit.
the digital artists definitely deserve this is kind of like football. The quarterback throws, the guy catches, and then they get all the awards. And you're like, what about the defensive line
Yeah.
who literally held back the gates from hell?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they defended that quarterback to the last breath.
Yeah.
They
and,
should have dedicated it to the special.
They should have dedicated.
Oh,
probably
it was
should.
so...
The entire MCU is,
The
is
entire
dedicated
movie
to
was
those
CG.
people.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, not the
Practically.
entire movie, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
A
majority of
goddamn
it.
near all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, now this will be the
The
spoiler,
spoiler warning.
Play the alarms in the edit, I
Yeah.
guess.
I'll find
Wow.
some.
We can do it
Wow.
ourselves. Do the Kill Bill ones. Yeah, do it yourself.
Wow.
All right, now we're good.
All right. So, movie fucking sucks. It blows. I'm
Turn it
kidding.
off. Get
I'm
it. Go
kidding.
home.
It's
Punked.
So I guess
Well,
we
we're in
started at the
spoiler
beginning.
section. Talk about whatever you want.
Thor's fat.
I loved it.
I did
loved
too.
that.
I did too.
Yeah.
I honestly loved it.
He literally just becomes the dude, which is just I love that.
If you don't know what that's from, it's from The Big Lebowski. Now that's a movie you better put on your watch
Yes.
list because it's a goddamn movie.
It is.
I've never seen cinema till I've seen The Big Lebowski.
You're right.
No, I'm kidding. It's just they kind of, and I think they kind of reference
They
it
did.
every once in a while.
They did. That was
Oh,
like,
yeah, he says it,
called-
yeah.
He called, yeah, yeah. I believe. I think it's what's his name? Don Shield. I forgot his name.
Don Cheadle.
Rhodey.
No, Rhodey.
Rhodey, yeah.
when he walks by and goes,
Isn't it Rhodey Rhodes?
It is.
Rhodey
It is
Rhodes.
Rhodey Rhodes.
Colonel Rhodes, yeah, that's right.
But
yeah.
it's all spelt like that little island off Turkey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rhodes.
That's dope.
So yeah, I guess, I mean, like, all of the Avengers come together. Everyone's kind of like...
Yeah.
They have this kind of heartfelt moment, I guess, with Robert Downey. What's his in character? Tony Stark. And he's like, and he's all malnourished and shit. And that looked really good.
They did a great job with that.
Yeah, they did.
And he's all like, he's saying his last goodbyes, and then Superwoman comes in and saves the day.
I love how he rips
The
out
cardboard cutout of like a boobied Superman comes in,
Yeah.
and saves the day. And then they're all like, "Oh, we gotta hunt down Thanos." And Tony Stark's like, "You guys can do that. I'm tired." And he takes a nap for 5 years. And he gets busy getting busy.
I loved how he ripped out the arc reactor, and he's just like...
And hands it to Tony.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. That's my favorite scene so far.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
That beginning was awesome.
Oh,
I loved it. Well, that's not even the beginning. The beginning is Hawkeye.
Oh yeah,
dude! I was like,
right.
That's what.
So
that's when I was like, all right. It's when that.
It was kind of like a roller coaster ride.
It was.
You know, there's a lot of movies that like they have a little preamble scene or like the prologue or sometimes in a book, and it kind of doesn't. It's kind of like just setting up the plot. It doesn't usually set up the theme.
Mm-hmm.
But like these past two Avenger films have set the fucking tone.
They do.
You know, every prologue scene is just like. They're just like snapping. They're grabbing you by the balls, and you're gonna sit there. You're gonna watch the whole movie, and you're gonna feel sad.
Yeah, because Infinity War starts with just the Asgardians just getting fucking destroyed.
Hulk getting his ass beat by Thanos.
Yeah, exactly.
Loki
that's the first
dying.
10 minutes of that film. This one is
literally just Hawkeye under house arrest, living with his family, just happy, content, just living his life, and his entire family just gets dust.
Yeah,
or what did they call it? The Vanished.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I love that when they they have like, oh dude,
that was sweet. The first,
So we're not there yet. So like Hawkeye's family vanishes, and he's just like, what the fuck? Yes. And I will say that Stefan and I just pointed at myself and said Stefan and I. We went to a theater in which the crowd was kind of
ass.
Yeah,
ass.
Yes. That's always the worst. A bad audience can actually.
I want to point this out. This is like the first time I've ever had like a audience that actually influenced the movie I was watching. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. There were certain scenes that were almost ruined by just people.
That sucks.
And the phone rang.
Somebody had
couple times.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't hear that.
Dude.
So.
I heard it, and then
that's
what else?
garbage.
There was just people.
There's people
laughing.
I mean, to be fair, it's a 3-hour movie, so I imagine people getting up and pissing. But like, there was a guy in front of us who got up at least 8 times. I don't know what the fuck he was drinking or what his plan was. He's just like, and it would be like, I think one point he took a dump. He got up at like it was like they had they went in, like I think he got up somewhere where there was a different scene, if you've seen the movie, I guess, since the spoilers, but there's a different like time era. I know. And he came back to a different time era.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like people pick even worse times. Like people would leave and I'd be like, "Yep, they just left at a bad time." Or I would just like I would continue to look at the audience like, "Why are you leaving right now? This is an important moment."
I'm trying to think though, was there any part in the film that wasn't important?
Yes.
Because it felt... Are you sure?
There were a lot,
like... I think the first hour you could afford to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
The first hour?
The first times.
But I felt like the first hour was the most effective
No. What I mean by that is the scenes are so long.
Oh. That it's like, you're not lost when you come back. You can piece together what happened before.
Past the hour mark, those 2 hours, you could totally get fucking lost.
You can.
That.
If you
like, you could go pee, come back, and be like, why are we in 1970?
Yeah. No, yeah. No. That makes sense. I mean, if you're seeing a movie, though, chances are they make every scene that it's like, okay, it's important.
It's important. I get that.
Yeah.
But this is like one of the, and I actually have been a supporter of this for a while, but I really do think they should have like breaks. What do they call them?
Intermissions.
Intermissions.
Yeah.
They need intermissions if your movie is more than 2 hours long.
They needed
it. They needed it for Endgame.
Yeah.
Trust me. They were like, like I went in prepared. Like I watched Infinity War beforehand,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I didn't drink anything the entire time watching Infinity War. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
I got up. I walked. I took like a quick brisk walk. Got in the car. Went. Saw Endgame. Got out, and my everything hurt.
Yeah.
In fact, my butt still hurts. And
They need to have a thing that flashes on the screen that's just like stand up so your legs so you don't get clots.
I just think an intermission would have been amazing.
Yeah,
it would have.
It would have been totally justified.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody would have been like,
I
I paid money for this.
No,
Because like half the theater,
They
and
can't
even
accommodate
when the movie got
it.
out, I'm pretty sure the entire theater went to the bathroom.
everyone just collapsed.
Everybody just ran to the theater or ran to the bathroom. Like I saw like it'd be like out of like if a group of 3 came out, 2 people would go to the bathroom, the one guy would like literally start power walking
To the next bathroom.
to the next bathroom. Yeah,
That's actually probably the smartest thing to do at certain points.
go to the other side of the theater.
Go to the other side of the theater where there's nobody getting out.
Yeah, our theater has two pairs of bathrooms. No, does it have 4?
There's one in each hallway.
Yeah, so 4 pairs of bathrooms. That's
4?
pretty nice.
That's wait.
Yeah, male and female.
Oh yeah,
4
that's right.
pairs of bathrooms.
Yeah, well, you know.
I think there should be like a bathroom inside the theater, so you're taking a shit,
and you
there's-
can still hear
right,
everything.
You still watch
and there's
the...
see-through windows, like a glass window, and you can't see them from the outside of the theater, but from the inside,
That's a
you
discussion for
can,
another
you can take
time.
a shit and watch an Endgame. Come on, give me the money.
Money, AMC. I gave you this idea.
You know how well, no, I just want to point out, people eat in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine somebody just took the nastiest shit you've ever imagined, and there's no fan in there because it would go over the movie.
No, I mean it would be.
You just ruined the entire theater by one person having jalapenos before coming here.
my theater would be advanced. Yeah, that makes
Stefan's
sense.
going insane. We're gonna
That's
come
right.
back to him. Back to
Where
the
was
movie.
Yeah. I think the beginning was... I mean, I thought the whole film was great, but I think the beginning was...
So
It
they
was-
have this. They kind of have this,
perfect.
as I call it, the after Infinity War section,
Yeah.
and then the 5 years after Infinity War.
Yeah, I loved
And
that.
so the after Infinity War section is they Avenger the assemble, or they Avenger the assemble. They assemble the Avengers, and Brie Larson, the cardboard cutout of Superman with tits, joins them, and they go beat Thanos. 5 years
wasn't even
later.
trying to fight. I liked that.
Yeah, he wasn't even really trying.
I like that
to
because
fight.
he was like, I'm
Because
done.
he won. Yeah, he won. He was just
he
like,
knew it too. Yeah.
yeah.
Smug ass.
Yeah, I love that. He was. Yeah.
So
all broken.
yeah, so he's like, I won. I turned the Power Stones into atoms.
Yeah,
and then Thor executes him. But to be
that
fair,
was so cool.
no, that scene was not very.
So
good.
Oh,
so
you
this is
didn't
where
like
our theater ruined it. Our theater started laughing when they killed Thanos.
Oh, that sucks, dude. It was dead silent for me.
Yeah, because I was like, that's not, and I'm like,
Yeah.
even for a Marvel
he's
movie,
just a
like,
well-written character.
except for this movie.
Yeah.
Oh come on, he's purple bad guy, the bad guy.
Yeah, I don't know. It does feel like a
Infinity
natural...
War.
Because
in
he's...
Infinity War, he's a sympathetic villain. He has a goal, but in this movie, he's just like, I'm gonna kill you all now.
Well, I think
you
it
made
makes
me
sense.
mad.
Well, it's a
Murr."
natural leap because he is an
He's
insane
a
person.
WWE character.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it because it's that natural leap
No,
because he's insane.
he's not an insane
I
character.
don't know.
He's a sympathetic character. He has a goal.
I don't know
His
if it's
goal makes sense to
sympathetic,
him.
though. Yeah.
That's
Well,
a
the thing.
sympathetic. I'm not
it's
saying he's
naturally-
empathetic. I'm
No,
saying he's
yeah,
sympathetic. You can be like, okay, he went like it'd be the same thing if like, oh, I had this guy who came around and killed half my family, and so I'm gonna kill everyone else's half of families. That'd be a little different, but it's like
Right.
I watched my entire civilization crumble,
Right.
and so he has this whole thing. But then in this movie, he's just like, I'm bad. I'm gonna kill everybody because you made me angry.
Yeah, I mean,
And you're just
I don't
like,
know. I think it
all right, okay.
It just comes kind of out of nowhere. It comes out fast because it's just that he quickly just goes like, oh, I'm just gonna kill everybody now. But I mean, it makes sense because he goes, oh,
Does it?
well, because his initial plan technically failed because he's like, now these assholes are trying to undo everything I did. I'm just gonna get rid of all of them because that's the only way it's gonna work. Because he's smart. He understands that if he it's literally what he says. If I leave another half alive, then they remembered what I did, and they're gonna try to resist all the time. So he's like, I'll just get rid of everything, start anew, which I think makes more sense. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it makes more sense. I just think it's. it's not as bad as some things where I
I
don't think it's he's
think
being
they
bad
wrote
for the sake of
themselves
bad.
kind of in a hole there.
Yeah, it is.
Because he had a goal, and then they're like, "Man, we're going against your goal," and he's like, "Okay, I changed my goal," and you're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
what's your goal now?" I'm gonna kill
Extermination.
everybody. Arg!
Yeah.
Like, you could enter any other, like, if he changed characters there, like, changed voice actors, he changed to, like, a different, he was he was Danos,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
Thanos.
just like, I'm gonna kill everybody now. I'd be like, yeah, this is the same movie. Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's just kind of a douche to everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
When he was a super like, even when he was like, he has a goal, he has to kill Gamora to get to that goal, and he's crying.
That part's
and there's
great.
a lot of sympathetic there. And then this one, he's like, Nebia's dumb. You gotta prove your loyalty to me. Gamora, stay on the ship. Meh. And then he just sits down and he's like, meh.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the same Thanos from Infinity War.
It's not.
And I know they went back in time and all, but like,
A younger, more edgy
it's
Thanos.
2014 to 2018.
Yeah.
4 years and he became an entirely sympathetic person.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have too much of an issue with it, just because
I have a big
it's
issue.
not his. The thing is, I thought more of it as this is just an Avengers movie, whereas I think of Infinity War as a Thanos movie. That's Thanos' movie.
Well, this is Thanos' sequel.
I didn't look at it as that
He's
way
not-
because
he's not in it
he's
that
barely
much.
in it.
Yeah.
He's in it in the beginning and then in the end.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And I was like, okay.
He's still the main villain, and
He's
he
still
just
the main
feels
villain.
like a different.
I don't know
It
though.
feels
He's
like
the villain
Thanos.
in this one. To
It
me,
feels like
Infinity War,
Thanos.
he's the protagonist. In Infinity War, he's the protagonist.
Yeah, we've
this
all
one,
seen that video.
he's the villain. Oh no, I didn't want. I mean, it's just that's how it is.
I don't.
From
I don't even.
from a
see it that
storyline
way.
perspective, like that's how Infinity War is just kind of written.
Well,
Because it's the main character that you're following, and you're supposed to be able to sympathize with him. I would say he's the main
I
character.
wouldn't say you're following Thanos.
Mm,
No, you're not. You're following the Power Stones, but Thanos is getting the Power Stones.
Yeah.
So it becomes that way because every time you see him, the end of that scene is
Is
him
him
getting
getting
the
the
Power
Power
Stones.
Stones,
So you're like,
yeah.
oh, he's the protagonist.
I do think though he has more lines than most of the, if not almost all the
in
Avengers.
Infinity War?
In Infinity
Oh
War,
yes.
correct.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think
Yeah.
even though he might not be in all the scenes, which makes him
he feels like a different character to me.
He does. No, yeah, I
Entirely
completely admit.
like
Yeah, I
he
would admit
feels
that.
like Thanos, not Thanos.
Yeah.
Hashtag make Thanos great again.
Hashtag
I'm not starting that. I'm
Well,
sorry.
he's done now.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
He got dusted.
I loved how he died.
I liked it.
I think out of everybody who ever got dusted, he's the one who took it the best. He's
He
just
did.
like,
He just sits.
fuck.
I loved that.
He just sits down. He's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, I lost.
I
I
know.
love that.
He just had like a little smirk. I think he's just like, no, he was. He
I don't,
just
yeah, I
glowed.
think he was just stern. He was
Yeah.
just.
I loved that.
He took it like a
He
man.
just accepted defeat, and
he
he's
took
like,
it
you
like
know
a
what?
man.
He
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's a good-
He
took
wasn't
it like
crying.
a titan.
Yeah.
He wasn't crying like Peter Parker. He was
No,
just
yeah.
like, yes,
He's like, you know what?
He,
That's right,
yeah,
man.
he accepted
shit
it.
happens.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Well, when you got the stones, you got the stones.
When you don't, you don't. What are
You
you
know what
gonna
they
do?
say? Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
So the theater kind of ruined that scene to get back on
Oh,
track.
yeah.
I have a question for you, Hunter.
Oh.
How was it watching all these Marvel movies leading up to Endgame, seeing all these little details, and then
Oh.
watching Endgame
Where it all
and
culminates.
all these details come back? Was it
It was
satisfying?
awesome.
Was
Dude,
it
I
now-
loved it.
Let me put it now. Stop me if I can't say any of this. Was it like a bukkake of Marvel in your face?
Yes. But that's I
Yes.
loved it. I loved it.
But he took it. He licked it up.
I loved it. I was so in because when at first I was like, because I didn't know anything. I didn't have nothing spoiled for me or nothing.
Mhm.
So I was like, I did have an idea of like, okay, the one thing they're gonna do is obviously kind of go back in time to reverse stuff.
that
But I
was
didn't know exactly in what
how or
exactly
why
or what the
yeah,
goals
there
was gonna be there.
yeah.
I was so like
So-
when they were like, we're gonna go to the 3 different types of
Well, let's
times.
get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. So yeah, the theater ruined that, and then it goes 5 years, and
Yeah,
I guess
I
at the
liked
end
that.
of Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I forgot to watch before this movie.
Oh, I did.
I know you did. I
Of
didn't.
course you
I
did.
haven't even seen it.
Oh, you've never
And so
seen
he
it
like
at all?
comes.
Eh.
Yeah. So Ant-Man
skippable.
comes out of a van, like a creeper van, basically.
Well, that's
And-
the Ant-Man van. It's
I
been
know.
in every single one. It's in Ant-Man 1 and Ant-Man 2, dude.
And the 2 other movies they canceled. I don't know.
No, they're coming out. It's Marvel.
Ant-Man movies?
Dude, it doesn't matter. If it has
You
Marvel
heard
on
it
the
here
front,
first, folks. Ant-Man movies. They're
five
coming.
more.
They're making 50 more Marvel movies, and Galactus is gonna be at the end of the 50th.
Yeah, that was the one thing I wish that if there was an end credit scene, I would have just been like, it's just Silver Surfer floating towards Earth.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Oh shit!
Yeah, then you have to have the Fantastic
You don't have
Four.
to. No,
you don't have
he's
to.
not he's technically. The only reason why is because they bought that character along with Fantastic Four, and they're like, we have this. This is the only other Marvel character we own that's not.
Is Fantastic Four 20th?
They were, but they were like, they.
So that means Disney owns Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
They own
Fantastic Four, next Marvel movie.
They pretty much own all of the.
They own every Marvel property.
They got it back.
Except for Sony. Except for
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And the Spider-Man villains. Actually, I think they have rights to some Spider-Man villains, ones that overlap, like Juggernaut.
They also don't have Hulk, because if you think about it, they can use him in other movies, but they can't make a solo Hulk movie, and that's because Universal.
Is it licensed?
Universal owns the rights to making
Hulk?
Specific Hulk movies, but Universal.
You don't want to see a Hulk.
Lens.
Nobody wants to see it.
But they don't own the rights technically speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
Sony and Universal.
if you wanted to hear a little bit about the corporate
Production side of it.
If you want to hear about our overlord, what's their names?
Corporate overlords?
No, Disney
Disney
corporate
overlords.
overlords again.
That's
there
right.
They are making a monopoly.
They are.
So it's 5 years later, and he comes out of a van, and you're kind of going with him through the city of San Francisco, and it's just like, and it's super depressing because it's been 5 years, and people still aren't like really getting over it. And there's a really great scene with this guy, and he's like, I went on a date with another dude, and
that was not the director? That was one of the
that
directors.
was the director.
I don't know which one it was.
It was one of the Russos.
Yeah,
it was the fat one.
Yeah, it was the fat one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not fat, but he's bigger than the small one.
Yeah. That's just the only way
He's
to
fat in the between the two.
Yeah. But just between the two, if you were comparing them side by side, you'd be like, well, that guy's bigger than the small guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's sitting there, he's like, yeah, I went out with this dude, and he cried when the salads came out, and I cried when the dessert came out, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And like, New York is like super, and
it's gloomy.
I love that.
Everything's super gloomy, and then like, Paul Rudd's character, I don't know. He goes and he's going to like, and they have these little like World War II memorials all over or not all over, but in this little park overlooking the Golden Gate, and it has like the vanished, and it has the names of everybody who died by vanishing. Ooh,
gosh, that was cool.
Oof. And he's all looking on there, and he's like, not my daughter, and it's him, and he's like, huh?
What?
And so he goes and he sees his daughter, and his daughter's all grown up, whatever, blah blah. Mm-hmm. And then it's like. And then everyone's kind of separated. When we cut in with ScarJo or with Black Friday, Black Widow.
Did you say Black Window?
I said Friday, Black Widow.
Black Friday.
She's all like, she's having conversation, and Brie Larson cut her hair to make her look like the comic book
character
Captain Marvel, and she with her hair where like later in the movie she has like her flowy hair that from. The actual Captain Marvel, but it looks so bad.
It looks weird. Yeah,
they need to work on their hair physics before she shows up again.
Yeah.
But like in the call, it looks good. And then like you learn that Hawkeye or Ronin is just going around,
dude. I love it.
Killing villains. People. He's just killing most.
He's like PG-13 Punisher, basically.
Yeah, that's what he. Except with a samurai sword.
Yeah,
he's like a PG-13 Kill Bill, but also a dude. And then. All right, never mind. It's super cool, and then like I almost called her Black Friday again.
Yeah.
Black Widow's like my best friend or whatever our relationship is, and like Captain America's like, hey,
yeah, that's right.
You eating that peanut butter sandwich
and
shit, and they talk, and then Ant-Man shows up, and he's like, guys, I got a crazy idea.
That's right.
And he's literally, and he puts on this little conspiracy tinfoil hat, basically a little Hershey kiss, and he's like, now hear me out. I was in the quantum realm, and if we go in there, we can go through time. And they're like,
sure.
How does it work? And he's like,
I don't know. Yeah, I like
and
that.
so then we cut to Tony Stark, and he has a kid, and the kid's fucking adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just want to hug her.
Yeah.
Oh, God, she's
adorable.
Oh, and they kind of set up that he made a suit for Potts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's wearing Potts'
her helmet. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
And he's like, I made this for your mother, but she never wears anything I buy her.
Yeah.
That's literally a quote.
That's literally the
that's
line.
one of those Marvel enter laugh here.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, bah!
Yeah.
Which, by the way, every time there was an enter joke or laugh here joke, everyone went bah! In our theater. Every time, no matter what.
There's a couple jokes that nobody laughed. I mean, because they're not ones that you go. They're ones that you're like, that was funny.
And our theater would go. Bah!
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had like a hard belly laugh watching a Marvel movie. No. I think I've done.
No. The Squidward joke in Infinity War caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Because it was no comedy, and he's like, whatever, Squidward. And I'm like,
See,
it caught me so off guard.
I don't know. Ragnarok, there's a couple jokes in there that just every single time I watch it, I can't.
When Hulk jumps off the thing, and the Hulk knows his head.
That one got me
every time.
Yeah.
The other one that gets me
I think Ragnarok definitely.
Ragnarok just knocks it out.
But that's just Takata Waititi. What's his name?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I can't.
Takaka Waititi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for being racist there. I can't say his name. So yeah.
He's a Kiwi, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's New Zealand or from New Zealand. Yeah. So yeah, and then you see his little kid and whatever, and they're like, Tony Stark, we need you to help us travel through time, and he's like, it's impossible. Yeah. And that's the end of the scene.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the little kid's being cute again.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, though, because it's like, now he has...
It does. He has something to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, he has more to lose.
Yeah.
Like, he did have something to lose, but he now has a lot more.
Because this is the... the first hour is where it's setting stuff up. After that, it's just like, okay, this is what we're executing on.
So they get the time travel working, and then they all get back together, and they basically get all their abilities, and then they go and meet Thor. And it is by far the fucking... It's so good.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard.
It changed.
Also, Hulk is now Bruce Banner. They're the same person. Big and green, and he's really smart. So yeah,
it was weird at first. It took me a little while.
It was kind of funny when they popped up, and he's like, it's weird, isn't it? And he's like, pass me those eggs, and he's got these huge bowls, and there's 8 trillion sausages in one. I'm like, does he pick them up and pour them in? Yeah. Does he pick up every single one?
Oh, I loved that.
There's a lot of food humor in this, I've noticed. The taco joke.
Yeah, oh, dude, I love that though. That was hilarious when he's just like.
He gets his Taco Bell all ready, and he's picks it up, and a ship lands, and all this shit comes out of his taco.
Because I was not expecting that at all. I thought he was just gonna do something funny where somebody comes up and sits next to him and says something to him. But no, he's just so ready to just eat his taco, and I was empathizing because I'm pretty hungry.
Everyone's been through that.
And I was like,
everybody's been there. Yeah, when a spaceship lands and blows up
blows out your taco.
What?
No, but you gotta put the meat in there, and but then something happens. You're like, no.
Yeah, it messes up
not the taco.
Yeah,
not the taco. Yeah, it was pretty. I'd say the humor hit better than most Marvel films.
Oh yeah, It was funnier than Infinity War.
Well, Infinity War is just.
But they had jokes in Infinity War too.
They did, but they didn't come as often.
Most of those jokes were on part of the actor to make them work. Mm-hmm. The Squidward joke was all
that worked.
If Captain America said that, I feel like it wouldn't be as funny. But because it was Robert Downey, it worked.
It worked. Yeah. Yeah. Well, also in Infinity War, when Thanos has Gamora or whatever, and Quill's standing right there. He's like, I told you to go right. He keeps saying that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Well, that wasn't even really a joke. That's that's trying to delay inevitability, right? He's just like, I told you to go right, right. It's like Will Smith when he's talking to his dog or whatever.
Or to himself.
Or, I Am Legend. I forgot to say I Am Legend, so your dog was just like, Will Smith when he's talking to his dog? I know him personally.
You know Will Smith?
Yeah, what you do, bro? Yeah. Will Smith, what are you doing? I'm like, well, Brendan, just talk to my dog.
Yeah. Let's call Will Smith up right now.
You made a dog.
No.
Out of another dog. And then sent that dog to kill my dog.
You can't do that. You can't do it.
So if you guys haven't seen it, what's that fucking movie?
Gemini Man.
Angly,
dude.
It's Will Smith facing off against Will Smith. And he has a quote in there that I only Will Smith could do it. Where he says, Or is it you had or you made?
Dude, I don't even
You
know.
made a person out of another person, and then sent that person to kill me. And it's comedy gold.
It is.
It's not meant to be, but it's great.
I gotta watch that movie.
I can't wait. It comes out, I think it's October.
Here was
11th.
Godzilla, Gemini Man.
You can't see it, but he put
I put
Gemini Man.
Godzilla at the top and then put Gemini Man above it.
Yeah.
Not by much, but just a bit. It's gonna be a. All right, so we keep
Where
getting
did it go?
distracted.
We didn't get to finish talking about Thor.
Oh yeah,
That's the
so
only-
Thor,
this is like
he's
the
all
only-
fat and he's been like drinking beer and shit. And Valkyrie is back, or what was her name?
Valkyrie. Yeah, that's just what they call
No,
her.
she is a Valkyrie, but what's her name?
Valkyrie.
I think that's her name.
That is her name.
I don't think it's her
They
name.
don't give her any other name.
Yes, they do.
We Googling it?
You could Google it. We'll come back to you on that. So, Thor's a drunk, and he's like talking to kids on Fortnite, and they even show Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. And by the way, Takata Waititi, his character was
Korg.
Korg is playing Fortnite,
Yes.
and it's so fucking great. And he's like, "These are my bros." He's Korg and Shredder.
Thor's threatening kids online.
Yes.
It's so great.
Yeah.
What did he call him? Pussy Slayer 69?
No, that wasn't it. It was. That's too.
No, it was Pussy something.
I don't
pussy
think it was.
was a word.
It was one of them.
I think you're putting that in there.
No, pussy is not an R thing.
Is it?
No.
Oh no, you're right.
Because you can use it as a cat
It's
joke.
like a cat joke.
And innuendo wise, it's his
Yeah.
vagina.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, this is a PG podcast.
This the kids listen to this?
I'm sure.
Go
they-
away, kids. I'm about to say a naughty word.
They're all Fortnite guys.
Well, you just implied they're male as grown-up adults as guys.
Dude, who
I don't-
else is just gonna listen to three dudes talking? Definitely not women. That for sure.
If there's any females out there, we're really sorry for making fun of you. Please stay.
No.
Yeah, so you see Thor, and
God,
Thor's
It's
fat,
such a good
and he's
introduction.
drunk all the time, and it's so good.
It's so
so good.
Yeah.
He's just a hobo. He just looks like a
He
hobo.
looks
I
like the
love
dude.
it.
Look up
He
the
does.
dude from Big Lebowski if you don't know what we're talking about.
He gets better in every movie.
He does, yeah.
I don't
They,
know how he
they
does
improve his character somehow every single film he's in.
And he's fat for the entire movie.
I love
he's
that.
fat
I love
for
the fact that he
even
didn't
when
go
he's
back.
fighting Thanos,
And he's got
he's
armor,
fat.
and his
It's
armor
so
goes around his
great.
belly. I was like, oh, yes.
It's great.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, he's fat, and like there's a whole bunch of jokes and shit. And then they get him back to the Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
And they're all like, "We're Avengers," and they all get ready. And they find Hawkeye, and he's been like killing people.
Yes.
And ScarJo's like, "We need you," or Black Widow's like, "We need you," and they like hold hands to question their relationship even further.
Yeah.
And then they go back, and they're like, "All right, and they kind of set up the stakes.
Mhm.
Everything's set up, and then they tell you the plan. So they're going. It's a time heist, right?
Yeah, I love
It's
that.
literally
I
a
like
heist movie for like another hour. First
Yeah.
hour after Infinity War, heist movie.
Big battle
Return of the
scene.
King.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's it.
So for that second hour, it's all heist stuff, and it's all really cool, and all the time stuff kind of makes sense until you think about it a little further.
But that's how any movie with time works. There's only like two that have been like, yeah, we did our research.
And even then, you're like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll let that.
It's
slide.
hard to quantify though. Like even specifically like time travel movies.
Yeah.
There's points where you can either be really stupid or like as close as it would be.
Yeah.
But
Well,
there's
that's-
always going to be things that are.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny. It's
I like
it's
how
kinda
they
like-
start listing like all the ones that all the films that have time travel.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Bill and
Yeah,
Ted.
they literally which I don't think you have to pay copyright to
no,
say a
you
movie's
can
time.
No.
you can mention
Yeah.
movies.
Oh shit, we never did one on Hellboy. We should talk about that at some
Did we
point.
see Hellboy?
Oh, you weren't there.
I didn't
We
see
saw
it.
Hellboy. Don't see it.
Okay.
Don't see it.
That's what I heard.
It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. And it's an IMDb war, where people go 1 out of 10 worst. And they're like, what? And they write 10 out of 10. They're like, it's not that good. But people rated it too low. So it's just a flame war, and that's why it's stuck somewhere
That's
at
why it's
5.
at 5. Yeah.
Just because it's
it
just
should
really
be 2.
deserves a 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it should be less than 2.
It
It shouldn't have been made.
It was painful.
It was
Well, 'cause
painful.
It wasn't.
It wasn't
Who
fun
directed it?
bad
It wasn't
too.
even. It wasn't Del
Was
Toro.
it? No, God no. Everything was CG. I can't think of a single thing that wasn't CG. It really what that Hellboy movie makes me want to do is go back and watch the Guillermo del Toro movies and be like, that's my Hellboy.
This feels good.
Yeah. Alright, I'm taking off my shoes.
No, yeah.
So, alright, so back. Don't watch Hellboy. That's Endgame. Go watch Endgame, not Hellboy.
Yeah.
Save your money. Save your soul. Save the dream.
You can't do that. You can't do it.
What's that from?
Rogue
from
One.
Rogue One.
Remember
Save the
Whitaker?
dream.
Yeah, he's like, save the dream.
And then he gets killed.
Yeah.
God.
People meme that into everything. I'm surprised you haven't
have
seen
to.
that.
I
Where the fuck are?
We
Oh,
were
so
right
the
where they're-
time heist.
yeah,
Right.
I
So
loved
they
it.
explain where all of the they're trying to figure out
they
where all
have
the
to go
power
to 3
stones
different.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I love that because, like, in my head, because I just watched them all, I was like, okay, when? Because I'm like, I was thinking about where certain things are in certain spots, and I loved that.
yeah. And then you have that realization that there's 3 power. What are they called?
3 Infinity Stones.
Infinity Stones in New York at the same time
Mm-hmm.
during Avengers 1.
Which, yeah.
Which in hindsight there, and you're like, oh, that's pretty
It's like,
cool.
That's cool, yeah.
And then the
It
other
was
2 are in space,
Yeah.
and it's specifically at the beginning of Guardians Galaxy they're going, and then
Yeah.
just to the same planet that was in the Soul Stone planet. What was it called?
Vormir.
Nerd. And there's one more. Where's the other one?
The Reality Stone? It's in Asgard.
Oh, in Asgard. That's right.
2014.
Yeah. So most of the people.
It's in Jane's asshole.
Yeah, it is. Hey, you know what I mean? Natalie Portman, she got a red asshole. Like a baboon.
What?
Hey, dude, you brought up asses. I thought of baboons.
That's it. That's a natural. Yeah.
That's it. Look, red asses.
Hey, no.
Baboons.
You're right.
Natalie Portman. Baboon. I'm just kidding. But
This should be the thumbnail.
I might do that. I've been thinking about.
We're gonna have to edit this whole part out. There's no way.
You broke him.
Oh shit, dude.
So that's how that's their plan.
That's the master plan. And so you're revisiting past movies, specifically Avengers 1, Guardians 1,
Thor 2.
Infinity War, Thor 2.
Is there any other ones? No. Yeah, they don't.
No. So yeah, and they go back to New York, and it's
Yeah,
actually
that's-
really cool. Like the heist scene's done better than most heist movies.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's really well done.
Yeah,
and
it's cool.
And there's a lot of callbacks, like it even calls back to Captain America 2 because he gets in the elevator with all the same Hydra people.
I
And
love
was
that.
like, oh,
Dude,
this
I
is
thought they
gonna
were
be
gonna
so
do it
fucking
again.
cool.
I thought they were
And then
gonna
he's like, so there's no reason to do that. And he's like, I'm gonna call the secretary. And he's like, Hail Hydra. And I was like, and then he hands him the thing and he walks out. I'm like, that's so fucking cool.
That's also like in the newer comics and whatnot.
Pause.
What? All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We had an interruption and an intermission.
Yeah.
We're back now. We finished with telling you what movies, and kind of. Oh no, we did speak about the Hydra scene. That was cool.
Yeah,
But
it's
so
also
they-
from a more recent comic.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he's actually Hydra.
Yeah, he's actually yeah.
he is Hydra.
Yeah.
There's hair on me. Sorry. So. Look, I'm sorry, bro. It annoys you, dude. Here, let me put one on you.
No, I know. I was just about to say. I was just like, you got hair.
I do have hair. What, you don't? You're not bald.
I mean, but I shaved it. All right.
All right, so
That was good.
It's a good aside.
was it?
And then he
So,
fights
yeah.
himself.
Yeah. Then he fights himself.
I like that.
And they have probably like the weirdest but best joke I've ever heard in a Marvel movie, where he's like, "That's like he's all like I don't know why."
That's
but
America's ass.
Well, yeah, but he's like, "Wow, those pants didn't really do anything for your ass." And he's like, "Thanks, I didn't ask." And then like Paul Rudd is like, "I like it. That's America.
America's
The way
ass."
I see it, that's America's ass." And then he fights himself and he looks and he's like, "You're right. That is America's ass." It's
Oh
so
my God.
weird. I loved it.
Yeah.
I wish all Marvel comedy was like that. Like, yeah, that's an iron ass
Yeah.
or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be so weird.
Yeah, it was great.
I love that.
That was pretty good. Basically, every scene in New York was pretty good. He meets Hulk.
Oh yeah.
Goes and meets the old
Sorcerer Supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme. Look at this nerd. And she literally just kicks his ass. It's hilarious.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he's like, "But we need it," and she's like, "That's stupid.
Well, she's actually
That's
the
not how
ancient
time
one.
works." She's what?
The ancient one. But she's also the Sorcerer Supreme. That's her title.
She's the ancient one, Sorcerer Supreme. It's the bald lady.
Yeah. Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
Not Swolden.
She's cool though.
I liked her.
I love her.
I liked her in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
She did a great job
She's
in
a
here
cool
too.
character.
Overall, none of the acting was bad,
No.
except for the cardboard cutout of Superman with tits.
Yeah, but she only had like 10 minutes on screen.
Yeah.
I was
People
fine
were
about
actually
that.
mad about that. They're like,
I heard about that.
Thank
That
you.
was what my brother was telling me. As soon as I got back, he was like, people were pissed off that she only has. I think it is only 15 minutes. Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you. Jesus.
Yeah, I was okay with that because I was like, you know, I was fine with the amount of time she actually had. I felt like it wasn't.
She played
too
an
much.
important role.
It was fine. Yeah.
But she wasn't there. Like
She wasn't there.
because I don't think her character can carry a 3-hour.
Yeah, well, also just because she is not as tied into all that
Well,
other
yeah,
stuff.
and she
All the
can't-
characters that were left
she
were
can't-
tied into everything.
Yeah, she can't talk to anybody. She doesn't know anybody except for Samuel Jackson. Oh yeah, so he goes and talks to her, and she's like, "That's not how time works, you idiot." And they're like, "It's a weird theory. I don't like it, but
Yeah.
it's super." I really wish. And here's like, I complain about the time only because I know there's alternate universes, and I just wish they went with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's how they could really institute the
And that's-
20th Century
yeah,
Fox.
And that,
X-Men.
yeah, you
Yeah.
could have Fantastic
Oh, yeah,
Four
they
and
could've done
X-Men
it that
in
way.
an alternate universe.
Because I don't think
Where, if, like, let's
I
say
think-
1940 whatever, Captain America dies,
Yeah.
and then maybe My Name is Carol dies,
Yeah.
and you're like perfect setting for
Just
X-Men
these guys.
for everybody.
Yeah. I
It
think
just-
they might
I
come
don't-
back to that.
I don't think they can.
They
even
missed their opportunity. Though,
They missed their opportunity to like really put it in there.
to plant the seeds.
So yeah, I think that they'll probably come back and do something like that, where like somebody in another.
Which, and even in I'm hoping you've watched this. Even in their own unit, like their own rules, that's not how time works.
Yeah.
Like they literally like they let Loki go with a Tesseract, and then they go back to 1970 to get a different Tesseract, but the
Yeah.
same Tesseract, and then they got to return it. But that means they have to hunt down Loki. None of it
It's
makes sense.
weird, yeah.
It literally that ruins the theory.
Yeah. The rules with how the time works though in that film is
Even though they're so broad, they still broke their own broad ass
Yeah.
rules. It's kind of hilarious because they referenced it and then they made fun of a movie and then they did the same exact
and then
thing.
they did it, yeah.
It's kind of funny and ironic, but other than that,
I mean, it was still
I'm not trying to
fun while
put
you're
my
watching
hands-
it. Like to me, I wasn't
Yeah,
super
you
distracted
kind of got to
by it.
think about it because
Yeah.
it was one of those things that I was in the car and I'm like, that doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
But I've come to the point though, when I see a Marvel movie, I turn my brain off.
Yeah,
Like,
no, yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to dissect.
You
it
ain't
too
thinking
much.
too hard
Yeah.
about a Marvel
No.
movie.
Yeah,
I agree, but
they're wearing tights.
it's
Come on.
it just kind of bothered me that they had this really good solution.
Oh,
And they're just
then
like,
it's kind of
Yeah, time.
Yeah, we
You
can
could even
fudge
have
it
the
up.
heist thing. Just don't call it a time heist. Call it a reality heist. Ooh,
Oh yeah, that works better.
I'm copywriting.
I just don't think they did it in a way in which they're going to be setting up X-Men in the next few years. I don't think they
No.
did it in a way where I could see
Oh,
them
them naturally
introduce.
putting them
But
in.
I'm not watching those movies
Well,
anyway.
you
so.
can't introduce X-Men because because Xavier and what's his name?
Magneto.
Magneto's whole character arc is built upon the Holocaust. He's a Holocaust survivor, so him not having a Holocaust kind of like crumbles his character.
Yeah, it does.
At least that's what I've heard. I'm not a big
I mean,
X-Men guy, but I can see how that would. Like, I didn't know that before watching X-Men films. Now that I've seen, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It really gives you like a.
It just
Oh,
makes
that
his
explains
character
a lot.
Yeah, it makes his character just that much stronger.
It's like not watching Captain America 1 and then going into these other movies and you're like, why is Captain America such a goody two-shoes? God.
Yeah, I
it
love
just
that.
doesn't
now.
make any sense though. Why like all these X-Men that have been hiding wouldn't come help
Yeah,
Yeah.
these mutants.
for all these years.
Especially Xavier. You're like, Xavier, he has to be old to invent, I guess. This.
Yeah.
He'd be a helping hand in stopping Thanos.
Oh
but
yeah.
the only way they would do it is changing the reality, and they didn't do that. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know what they're gonna do moving forward. I don't.
To be
care.
honest, I don't think that they actually are gonna include. I don't think they're gonna do X-Men.
Oh,
You
they
don't
are.
think?
I don't think that they'll put them into their main Marvel universe.
I think they.
I think
have to.
they want to.
I don't think
but-
they can figure it out.
I don't. Yeah,
There's no way
I just don't ever see like
unless
Avengers
they reboot it.
and no, they'd have to reboot it, but I just don't see that. They'd have to
Or
reboot
some
a lot.
some side bullshit with Ant-Man. He's like, I discovered an alternate universe, and
There's
we're
X
all
guys.
dead in it.
Yeah.
And there's these mutants, and they just popped up to save the
Yeah.
universe or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And they fought Thanos, and they won, and it's all weird and shit.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know.
Yeah, and Thor and Rocket are doing their own thing, which is
Rabbit.
pretty cool. Rabbit, that's right. The Rabbit.
So yeah, they're in Asgard, and Thor's all fat, and like he feels bad.
He's
like
great.
he's just a great character.
He's awesome.
Again, and he's having all these problems with self-esteem, and he sees his mom because this is the movie where his mom dies.
Yeah.
And he goes and talks to his mom, and his mom understands because apparently she's a witch.
Yeah.
And she sees she was really good, like that actor, and she had some great lines.
yeah.
I'm like, I wish I saw the movie I wish I saw that movie instead of
Yeah,
Dark World.
instead of Thor
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because she says something like, "I may have two eyes, but I don't see with them. I don't only see with them."
Right.
And I was like, oh, because remember he still has two different colored eyes and a whole bunch
Yeah.
of shit.
Mhm.
And she basically is like, "Yeah, you're the best. Go get him."
Yeah.
And then Rocket steals Natalie Portman's red asshole.
That's right.
And then he's getting chased by the what are they
The
called?
Asgardians.
The Asgardians.
I knew that was coming. I knew.
Right,
that
and
was
and they're all like, "Get that rabbit!"
Yeah.
And I've just accepted that there are no rabbits on Asgard. There are only raccoons, and so they named them rabbits.
Of course.
It was a good joke.
It was.
And then he re-summons Mjolnir,
Yes.
which again fucks up the timeline. Because
Does it?
yes, because he takes it with him, which means there's no Mjolnir in that universe, so Thor can't beat the Dark Elves, and they ruin the universe.
Yeah.
He can't get to Earth without Mjolnir. He can't fly and shit. Remember, he can't beat people up. He hasn't learned the power of Ragnarok.
Of Ragnarok. Yeah.
He hasn't gone through the shit he needs to activate his power, so he's just a normal dude without Mjolnir.
But the Dark Elves were
Yeah.
trying to get the.
Yeah.
Oh, but because they get.
But
that
it
shit.
wouldn't be in there anymore.
Oh yeah. Well,
Well,
no, they
Is that
no,
how it works
no, no,
now?
no.
But he goes
He
and
had
puts
to
it
return.
back.
Well, how the fuck did Captain America get it back?
What do you mean?
He has to, at the end of the movie, he has to go back and
Just
put it back.
Yeah.
What does he do? He goes back right through the time. He's like, "Hey, what's up, Natalie Portman?"
That's probably it.
You know, like in Asgard, he'd look so out of place. I mean, he wouldn't look too out of place,
It's
but
a place everywhere he's at.
yeah, fair enough. But it's just there's just alternate universe,
Just little things. Like
alternate
Yeah.
universe, please.
Little
Yeah.
nitpicks.
I would consider that a nitpick. It's something that after the movie bothered me, but during the movie didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was fine with it.
So yeah, and then he summons Mjolnir, and then he, they teleport
That's when
back.
they all go back, right? Yeah.
Well, they all come back at the
Oh
same
yeah, but
time.
also then Nebula switches out with herself.
Yes.
That was
That-
weird.
That was the only thing it makes somewhat sense why
It's a little
they're
too
connected,
convenient.
but that's the thing
It's
is
really convenient, and I'm like,
it is.
The
hold
only
on.
reason
Yeah.
they
and
did that.
here's the reason I say it's convenient is like, so you have like a cloud storage for your
Yeah.
daughter, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fucking.
To me,
Can I get
there's
that
a lot
upgrade?
Of, to me, then there's like a lot of logistic issues. Like,
Yeah,
don't know.
it's super convenient,
Well, it
but I'm
is.
willing to overlook it.
If Nebula knew that though, then why would she even go on the mission?
Yeah, there was another thing. It's
So,
like,
what? Knowing that
if she-
Thanos is gonna like murder
well,
everybody.
she would know that she has
If she's
a
connected.
cloud.
So then it's if you think
Yeah.
about it, like she doesn't go, Thanos doesn't figure out that they're trying to steal all the stones.
Yeah,
Writes everything right there. They just snap it.
Yeah.
Everything's back to normal.
yeah.
Which, by the way, now that alternate timeline doesn't have Thanos anymore, so that means in that universe, basically none of the movies happen.
Yeah.
Well, no, I guess Endgame and Infinity War don't happen.
But then they do. It's so weird.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You
is-
I
can't-
need
you
I
can't
need to
think
watch
too
a
much
video.
about it.
I think maybe they did explain this stuff. I don't know.
But it's
well, no,
3
because
hours.
Thanos is dead twice. He's dead in the past and in the future. So here, all right. So let's say this.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
you can't see my hands, but let's say this is where Infinity and Endgame are. He's dead over here.
Yeah,
he's dead
and then-
over here. He is not alive in between here. Infinity and Endgame can't happen.
but Thanos looked different in 2012, so maybe there's
That's
a third
right.
Thanos.
There's a fourth Thanos.
There's a third Thanos, but his name isn't Thanos or Danos. It's Shamos.
Wow.
He looked different.
Wow.
Oh, he sounds like Owen Wilson. It's just a purple
Owen
version
Wilson
of Owen
for
Wilson.
Thanos.
Oh, wow.
Owen
Oh,
Wilson
wow.
for Shanos.
Wow, Shanos.
And it's a chick. Oh
Wow,
no,
you
we could
got-
have someone else do it. Like a girl. We could have a girl supervillain.
Oh, it's female version.
Let's have a girl supervillain.
Another
like
Mad
really
Titan. I think that's what they're gonna do from the next one.
What?
Do you think?
Get another.
Danos?
No, it's gonna be Galactus. That's the next step.
I don't think it'll be the next Avengers, but I think it'll be the next 3 phase.
Oh yeah, that'll be the.
It'll be
that's
the
their
big
thing.
It'll be the big payoff. It'll be
That will be.
the big. Once you climb the mountain, you get to the top, you take a breathtaking view, and it's Danos.
I don't think personally,
Or
I don't think
Galactus.
they're gonna get to the point where
Where
they
can we
have
go?
20 more years of movies.
Really?
No, I think I
Oh.
can't. I can't imagine.
You
Them
haven't
continuing
met some
to
of these
escalate?
fans.
I don't think they can go much farther.
You know,
have not met some of these fans.
If the scale,
well, they can think about it. If you were to tell me in 2008, you know that Iron Man movie you just watched? Well, now he's gonna be fighting a space. He's gonna go back in time, and like I would have been like, "Fuck you! I'm never watching that movie. That
Yeah,
sounds
and-
stupid."
alright, let's
but
put it
that's
this
how
way.
they did it.
In 2008, if you told me that Iron Man was the beginning of a cinematic universe, well, first I'd be like, I'm 8, get out of my house.
What do you want?
And then I'd be like, well, what the fuck's a cinematic universe? And then I'd be like, okay, I think I understand. But Iron Man, you think
Yeah.
they'd do that with like Star Wars or Star
Yeah.
Trek, but not Marvel, no way. And they're like, we did it.
Yeah.
I'm
Fuck
not saying they can't do it. I just don't think there's gonna be the same
I don't think it'll have the legs.
the same legs that.
Yeah.
This is unprecedented.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it
they
is.
will never. They
don't think
they
there's
can
gonna
make
be.
like 3 more movies, but after a while, I think people are gonna start to get tired of
Yeah,
this.
I do think so as well.
It's
Unless they stop making them so formulaic.
yeah.
They're like, I mean, they're not like,
I mean,
they're not
this one
super
wasn't-
formulaic, but they're almost a genre in of themselves.
They are.
A Marvel movie is its
It
own
is.
genre.
It is its own thing.
Well, I think
It's no longer a
you say it-
superhero movie. There's
say it's a
Marvel,
Marvel.
DC, or
Or just
TV
trash.
shows.
Oh,
I could see them like.
it's Marvel or trash. Get it right.
I know this is kind of cliche to say.
It's
Where
never nothing.
it's there for nothing, bro.
it's kind of cliche to say this like the superhero movies are going to be like the westerns from the the
Oh.
60s where
No.
there was like a couple like
I don't
10
know.
20 years of
Westerns
lots
went
of
from
westerns.
20s to 70s.
But we're
But no, but I mean
it wasn't
there was a
constant,
time
but-
period where it was like westerns constantly
just everything. Yeah.
and then they teetered off and then there was a few
yeah.
westerns
And
a
now
year.
we have
now they're not
Now you
the
get a
once
Western
in
as like a
flu- in
throwback.
in the
Yeah.
few
I just don't think they can
Blue
go
Moon.
they can't go
I
any
don't
farther.
think it's.
You doubt their power.
I doubt and I will not be on that train.
I know you
No,
won't
I
be
mean,
on that.
yeah,
train.
you can jump
I
off.
really, I'll be in it for
I think-
characters I know.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that's
Like,
what I'm going to stick around
Guardians 3, I'll probably watch.
for. I'm probably going to see that.
After that, you'd be really hard pressed to make me watch a
Yeah.
movie. Like, I love Iron Man, love Captain America. I don't have it. I have Guardians left.
Yeah.
None of the
They're gone.
Thor's with Guardians.
He's with Guardians now.
He's definitely with Guardians. So who do we have anymore?
You don't have anybody.
I'm a Phase
if
1
they
guy.
if they did do a Winter Soldier only movie, I would enjoy it. But then it'd have to be.
He's not character enough to do it only. I'll watch the Black Widow thing. I'll
yeah.
do a Hawkeye.
If they
movie.
do Hawkeye.
If they do Hawkeye,
Yeah, dude.
I'm there.
And
But
if it's post Endgame Hawkeye 2, where he's Ronin
where
and
he's
just
actually Ronin, and it's like rated R, and it's like cool shit. I'll do
Yeah.
that. But like, I have no other characters. I'm like, yeah, I love that character. I'm like,
yeah.
it's that.
I don't
character.
have many left either. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, Guardians, and
That's just about it.
that's
Yeah.
it for me.
I mean, I like Ant-Man.
I lost
That's his
all.
character.
I like Ant-Man. I just think his movies are terribly made.
Yeah,
I
they're not
lost all the
best.
characters I cared about. So
You
in this
did.
movie,
You
and I
lost
was
all of the characters you've ever cared about.
Yeah.
exactly, and I'm like, this is the
It's
perfect
good.
time.
It is.
I
Yeah.
I
It's
can't
definitely
ask for a
valid.
better time.
So I don't remember where we were. So
I
they
think
get
we kind of
so they get
to
them
it.
all
They
except for
get
the
'em all.
Tesseract and
Well, they did. They went back and
well
got
they
the
went.
Tesseract
We didn't
from
talk about that
1970.
yet. So they
Oh.
missed the Tesseract.
Yeah,
Loki gets it, ruins the timeline, and then which other one did they miss?
that's the only one they missed.
No, they missed another one. Oh no! They need more Q molecules to go.
Yeah, pin particles
To
be
go
able to.
back in time, to go back forward in time.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
yeah.
They need. What's that? What's the word? Oh, come on.
MacGuffin?
Yeah, they need the MacGuffin to go back to the MacGuffin to get the MacGuffin to go back
That's
to
right.
another MacGuffin.
That's
This is literally MacGuffin the movie.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
This is MacGuffin the sequel.
Yeah, and then they do that thing in 1970, and he encounters.
Not Robert. Tony Stark encounters his dad, Howard Stark.
That was a great
pretty
scene.
cool.
That
I
was
really
Very
was
well
cool.
written.
It was.
It was.
That
And
was-
then Captain
just-
America sees
Peggy
Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh shit.
all the shit
He's
in the
such a tragic
70s was my favorite.
Yeah.
That was
Stan
my
Lee made a
favorite part.
cameo.
And that's when he makes his cameo. I like the fact that it was just, you know what? Here's a
Yeah, it
cameo.
was like, here's Stan Lee. All right, bye.
They didn't dwell too much on it. I was
Do you
fine
think
with that.
they'll CGI him in every other movie?
Yes.
They better.
They will do it till the end of time.
Oh yeah. He didn't own himself in the last few years.
No.
He did not own
He
himself.
did not. He was not.
He
his
was
own
a
person.
slave to Disney. He truly was.
Just like everyone else who works for Disney.
I know.
And us.
Yeah.
We'll be picking up our Disney check at the end of the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. This podcast is sponsored by Walt Disney Corporation.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't
Disney
say
Plus.
that. We're not actually sponsored by Walt.
No, yeah.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Hail Walt.
Hail Disney.
Yeah, that's right.
So they go back in time,
Someone better.
and then they make the Iron Gauntlet, the Infinity Iron Gauntlet,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and then they have this really weird thing where Hulk's like, "It's weird. It's almost like I was born to do it." And I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, it only shoots out gamma radiation. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So I guess Infinity Gauntlet only shoots out infinity
Ga-
gamma radiation.
Infinity rays.
Which, if you didn't know, that's what made Hulk.
Yeah.
So I guess he was made for it. And he like
and then he
snaps,
undoes the
and
snap.
everyone comes back. We know this
Well, they
because
don't come back immediately. It takes a little while. What the fuck were they doing?
plot excuse.
There's like 10 minutes where they're just like, "Hey, we're back."
It's plot excuse. Because
then.
also Nebula and Nebula switched, so it's the bad Nebula in our timeline.
Yeah.
When she comes back.
She brings Thanos into.
She brings Thanos through the
into
little
the
gate,
future.
into the future, which, when I ain't gonna think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna think about it. Magic,
Yeah.
space magic, perfect. And then like, Hulk snaps. Everyone comes back. We know this because Hawkeye's wife calls him,
Yeah.
and he's like about to cry, and then Thanos bombs the
Missiles.
shit out of him.
See, I thought he
I
was
love
dead there.
that.
Oh,
you
if
thought he
they all
died?
died there, I'd be like,
Well, I thought like Hawkeye was sure dead. Like that looked like you
Oh.
see his body fly.
Oh
And the
yeah.
missile comes in, and I was like, yeah, he's probably
You
dead.
thought there was gonna be a scene
That
where
would've been
like
great.
somebody comes up to him, he's
well, I can tell you why they were gone for 10 minutes. They had to get suited up.
That's right. You gotta get
That's right.
suited up.
Valkyrie had to go find her unicorn.
That's right.
Get on her shit. Be like, oh my god, Doctor Strange
had to get the portals ready.
Yeah, he was sitting there
had to get all the magicians
yeah,
ready.
he's all sitting there.
Like, dude,
he's
we
like,
gotta go
arms
now."
tired. Ugh!
Get off the toilet.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then like everyone kind of gets together, and then
It's just the three.
well,
main
yeah,
dudes.
it's so Hawkeye's off fighting aliens basically.
Yeah.
Like literally, when I say aliens, I mean xenomorphs.
Yeah, xenomorphs. Yeah.
He's still badass though.
He's still
wait,
cool.
we forgot about the Soul Stone. Oh shit.
Oh,
So,
how did
we
miss
also
that?
forgot about Guardian. The Power Stone.
Yeah, but they just are kind of like.
Okay,
Got
no,
it.
they have the funniest fucking shit ever.
Oh.
So they replay the intro of Guardians.
Guardians 1, yeah.
And and then they take the music off, and it's
And
just
it's just-
Peter Quill dancing and like kicking little animals, and he's like,
So he's an idiot.
So, well, no, because he's like, so this guy will lead us to the last Infinity Stone, and she's like, mm-hmm. So he's an idiot, and it jump cuts to him knocking Peter Quill out. It's fucking hilarious.
It's so well done. I was like, oh,
Which-
that's a lot.
That would fuck with the timeline as well. Also, I'm really mad Digimon Hansu wasn't there because I love him.
Oh yeah.
That also fucked with the timeline because they weren't there. That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then they all go back and blah blah blah, whatever, blah 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 blah, and then they go to the Soul Stone, and it's Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah.
And they learn the rules, and they're like, all right, well, I guess it's gonna be we know who's gonna die, and they like shake hands, and then the Hawkeye's like, I don't think we're talking about who we're thinking we are. And then like they're trying to like fight, run,
kill each other.
Yeah, they're trying
themselves.
to. Yeah, it's like two people who don't want the other person to kill each other, but they want to kill themselves. They're fighting. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
This is. Oh wait, we didn't say that on the podcast. So they have like a really dramatic scene where Black Widow like attaches a tether to Hawkeye, and he's hanging, and he's got her by the hand, and he's like, "No, it was supposed to be me." And this is when I'm gonna break into theater mode, and me and Stefan were sitting there, and some lady had like one of those trays, like a bedroom tray.
Yeah.
They put on your lap to eat shit. It had corn dogs, hot dogs, popcorn, the whole 9 yards. And she's sitting there, and they're literally like the actors are tearing up. I'm kind of starting to tear up, and she's sitting there going up 2 stairs, down 2 stairs, looking at the letter, up 2 stairs, down 2 stairs, and then finally, right when Hawkeye's about to say something, she just says, "This isn't C."
Dude, I would have thrown something at her. I would have yelled.
I was pretty like livid. I was like, "You're literally ruining the movie."
I would have yelled. I would have been like, "Get the hell out!"
I was so mad, and then it's all good from there. But like that scene was ruined for me.
So
I'm not sure if it was ruined for Stefan.
Black Widow sacrifices herself.
Yeah, for the Soul Stone, and like he gets it, and he's like,
It's a good scene.
That's pretty cool.
It was a good scene, but it was ruined for me.
It was acted really well.
There was no bad acting in this movie.
Not at all.
I literally can't even think of a place. Well, maybe Natalie Portman sleeping for like 1 second.
But that's just footage.
I'm pretty sure that's just footage that they reused, and then they just put Rocket in the background. Because when she gets out of the bed, it's a different person.
No, I think it's the same shot, and then they just have
it linger, and then they just insert his little animations. You might be right.
Oh, so he gets Mjolnir's Soul Stone, and they get the Power Stone, and then Nebula switched out, and and so we're all caught up. So then Iron Man, Fat Thor, and Captain America
Thor
fight.
gets Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. That was flipping sweet. I was like,
he's holding out both his hands, and it's just like lightning and shit, and his eyes are all glowing, and they grabs them both, and you're like, shit's about to get
beer
real.
belly. I was like,
Only true heroes.
He is
beer
true
belly.
hero.
So then they fight Thanos, and apparently Thanos got a level up.
Yeah, he did. Dude, he put all his points into
big dick.
Yeah, into big dick. That's right.
So that's a little inside joke.
Yeah.
When like a RPG, you got like strength, skill, intelligence, big dick.
Yeah, that's the other stack you got.
Yeah, and that's what Thanos
put all his points in there.
Yeah. So he's just like fighting off these dudes, and he beats them, and then the coolest shit. Thor's about to get shanked by his own
Stormbreaker.
By Stormbreaker. Is it Bringer or Breaker?
Stormbreaker.
Breaker. And then Captain America picks up Mjolnir, and it's fucking amazing,
dude. And he's
it's so good.
Throwing it.
He's throwing it to his shield that's bounced off. And he's using the thunder.
One dude in the theater was like, "Damn!"
There was a guy who said that.
And everyone's like,
about
that. That actually is an improvement on. Damn!
I know. That set. I was like, yes. Fuck yeah.
That was one of those scenes where everybody was like,
yeah.
I am livid in enjoyment right now.
Yeah, and then they inserted a joke, a callback to Avengers: Age of Ultron, where like the hammer nudges when Steve goes to pick it up. And then Thor goes, "I knew it!"
Yeah, he goes, "I knew it!" It's so great.
Oh, that was... I love that. And then they're
and they're all just... It's so cool.
And then it's just a one-on-one with Captain America
and Thanos. And his shield gets all fucked up.
Smashed up.
And then, like, Thanos, like, presses a button on his gauntlet or whatever. And, like, the armies of Thanos show up, and they're all, like... badass and shit, and everything's here from the past movies. Shit from New York, new shit, old shit, all the shit.
Yeah.
All the darkness in the universe is here. Yes. And Steve stands up, and it has like a wallpaper. Literally a wallpaper.
I want that as a wallpaper.
And he just like walks up, and he's like, "I'll take them all on."
Yes. I love that, dude.
And then,
that's why I love Captain America
I think something
so
like
much.
whispers or something. No, is it a whisper? Yeah, it's like, Steve.
Yeah, it's Sam Falcon coming over his intercom, and he's like, "Steve, I'm coming in," or whatever, and he's like, "On your left."
And then Doctor Strange
opens up a portal,
and all the wizard shit opens up a portal, and it's Wakanda forever. It's fucking, it's the Asgardians are there, if you notice that. It's fucking
Everybody comes
everybody.
out.
It is
Oh.
it is the most Return of the King thing I've
It is.
seen since Return of the King.
Dude,
All of the armies come out. They out Peter Jackson.
They did.
It is
Spider-Man comes swinging out.
swinging out. And apparently in your theater, what they do?
Started clapping.
Yeah, our theater didn't do shit.
Oh. No one clapped for Spider-Man guy?
I laughed.
Yeah, it's like, hey, he's back.
I just went, oh, I can't. I remember when people cried when he died.
Yeah.
Everybody
flies out.
Valkyrie, I can't even, fucking Potts is there.
700 heroes.
Literally, yeah, everybody. The largest crossover event in history. It was fantastic.
And then the most exhausting CGI battle begins.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's fucking huge.
It's
It goes
an
on
hour.
For 15 minutes.
Yeah,
It feels like-
it feels like forever.
It does.
I'm
feel
pretty
like an
sure the
hour.
last, last 30 minutes. I don't know, dude. I'm running out of time.
It's a long movie.
That battle goes on forever, and there's so much shit
It's
happening.
cool.
Like, there's a scene where Ant-Man's shoving a worm through a little
And it's in the
fucking
back.
teleport. And it's in the back. It's
of the
not in the
shot.
foreground.
Yeah.
It's someone's like, we should make Ant-Man shove a worm through one of those teleporters,
Yeah.
through one of those magician holes. And
Yes.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
And it cuts off the worm's head. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's like
that was crazy.
yeah.
And
Oh.
it's so fucking crazy. You get to see
Instant
everybody.
kill.
Yeah.
Everybody gets like a moment where they're just being badass.
Everybody.
I loved that.
Literally every. I don't know how they did it.
Dude, I don't know.
People are gonna have to rewatch it and be like, who are they leaving out?
Nobody. Yeah, no.
Oh, it was so
even
great.
even Pepper Potts, who you've never seen being except for Iron Man 3. But yeah. But I mean, like she gets a whole like segment where she's just fucking shit up, and it's like
there is like a weird part that I thought I get why they did it, and they do this in a lot, but it's so out of the blue. Like,
who all
picks
the
it up?
females.
Oh yeah.
Avengers.
So they have an idea to send the Infinity Gauntlet through the van through the that's like a time travel kind of thing. But like Thanos was like, stop them.
Yeah.
And then, is that when Brie Larson gets it or?
No, Spider-Man has it.
And then
Spider-Man has it. No, Black Panther hands it to Spider Guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Spider-Man has it for
no,
a while.
okay, I remember what happens. So he tells his ship to fire on his own troops.
Yes, yeah.
And then the cardboard cutout of Superman with tits comes out, destroys the ship. We saw that in Marvel, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she goes and fights Thanos and loses.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, grab the gauntlet. We got to make a run for it, right?" And they're like, all of the female Avengers assemble. It's fucking hilarious. It's almost comedic that it's only the chicks on that side of the battlefield.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this a
Logistically, it
segregated
just doesn't
battlefield?
make sense. It's cool. I loved it, but logistically it doesn't make any sense.
I don't like it.
Oh, I thought it was awesome. Valkyrie goes up there and just kills
It
that
didn't
whole
bother
fucking
me.
thing. I was like,
I like the
hell
individual
yeah.
heroes. I just think it's weird when like they specifically do something.
yeah.
It's what do you call that when they hire someone specifically? A diversity hire.
Yeah.
That's what it feels. It feels like a diversity
Scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they might even had a scene where it was just like all minorities there, and I'd still be like, that's weird. If they had a scene where it was all white dudes, I'd still be like,
It's
that's
still
weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird to see like a very like there's a large
Specific.
amount of people who are different races and genders and shit. And oh, you know what? Who's not in that fight? I just thought about it.
Gamora.
No, yeah, she's in it.
She does.
Yeah, she saves Peter Quill. The Rock guy, Takedo Weedy.
No, he shows up
No, he doesn't.
in the fight.
He
it's
shows
literally
up,
in
but
the
he's
beginning.
probably
there.
not kicking ass.
They don't have a specific scene where he's
Exactly,
doing it, but you
that's
see him.
bullshit.
There's one shot where he like comes by. It's
Yeah.
really quick. It happens so quick, and I'm like, Korg!
Jesus Christ. Just
He's
so
seen
much
the
shit
movie
happens.
twice. He's the master.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it fails. Right, the Infinity Stones are still there, and Thanos puts it on. He's like, I'm gonna win or whatever. And there's like some more 1v1 fights. And
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is holding down this flood of
Damn,
water,
yeah.
right?
I don't even know what was happening there.
Dude, it was
Yeah.
so fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it was insanity. It was like literally
It
in
was.
Return of the King when they say for Frodo, like imagine all of the battle scenes in Lord of the Rings after they said for Frodo, all of them in a row, and that's what that was like. That
Yeah.
it was just like I'm almost lost.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then like, what happens after that? So they're all fighting right and shit, and she loses, and then like Doctor Strange looks over and he says something at the beginning of the battle like,
Oh, if I tell you what's not gonna happen.
if I tell you if this is the one where we win, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
and then immediately tells him it's the one.
Well, yeah, like, he just like
He gives him a finger, and I'm like, look up, and he's like, no, the one, right?
Yeah.
And so Tony goes and he snatches all of the Infinity Stones off of the gauntlet.
And
then he puts them on
pocket.
Yeah, and he puts 100 in the big pocket. He puts them all on his own, and he snaps the snapper.
Yeah. Oh, and he
then-
goes, "I am Iron Man," and snaps.
Yeah.
I was like,
His final words were, "I am Iron Man." That's fucking.
Fuck yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, and then
It was super.
and then
great.
like Thanos dies his great way, and everyone else is dying.
his whole
and
army gets
yeah,
dusted.
It's awesome. And then, of course, the scene everybody cried at.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Dude,
I got a little teary.
I started like misty.
I got
was
misty. I didn't really start to get like I wasn't like
There were people that
until
were just
until
sobbing.
I saw until the funeral.
Yeah,
When he's
that's when
talking
it really gets
to his
you.
daughter. I was like,
Oh.
I was like, don't show the daughter again. Don't show her crying. I might have to just bawl right here,
Yeah.
right now. I can't stand kids crying at like parents' deaths. That's just too much for me. I can't watch a Marvel movie where kids cry at their parents being killed. And so Iron Man dies.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Great scene.
It is.
Great
It's
scene.
awesome.
Everything about that scene too.
It's so good.
Everything
awesome.
before his arc is complete.
Yeah, everything
perfect.
is
It
done.
is.
It's so poetic.
It is.
It is. It's just
I cannot complain. They couldn't have killed him
No.
a better way.
No. Yeah.
I wanted him to die, and he died.
And he
if
died.
he died off
He died
screen,
in the-
it'd still
he
be
died
way
in the
better.
right way.
Yeah, but
He died in the right way. I love it.
He did. He did die in the exact. I don't think anybody could think of like a better way to kill him.
No.
and then the funeral scene is
It was
great.
perfect.
The funeral scene was great, and this is what we were talking about. Apparently, the little kid from Iron Man 3 is at the funeral,
Yeah.
which I was like, oh, that makes definite sense. But I'm like, who the fuck is that kid?
Yeah. They just have the
It
camera.
lingers on him.
It
Yeah, it
goes
does.
on
It lingers on him for a
because
little
it goes.
too long.
It shows everybody, like literally everybody. Even Michael Douglas shows up.
Yeah.
He was just like, okay, I'll take my check, and I'll stand right here and have 0 lines.
Well,
but-
Michael Douglas is in the 1970s section.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I forgot.
But he has a wig on. It's
But he's got a
fucking
wig and
hilarious.
CGI.
they did the CGI de-aging stuff. Yeah, they have everybody. The camera pans to every single person. It's all, and then it just pans. But he's just by himself because normally it's like group of people.
Yeah,
it's like
the
the
Guardian
Ant-Man crew. Yeah,
and this is this crew, and this
Yeah.
is this movie crew, and then it's just this kid. You're like,
and then it's
all right.
cool.
Like, who are you?
All right,
Yeah,
and then
but it was a good
So
scene.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
and then they send Captain America.
Oh, what you forgot about one of my favorite scenes, where they barely acknowledge that Black Widow died for them to win this battle.
Yeah, there's no funeral for Black Widow.
There's no
That we
funeral
know
for
of.
Black
Yeah.
Widow. Well, no, literally all we get is they're like, he doesn't even say anything. They're just like, he's just like all alone. They're like, what happened? And he's just looking up at them, misty
Oh yeah,
eyes.
he's
And they're
like,
like,
I tried.
what happened? And they're like, and that's it. And then at the end of the movie, he's like,
I tried to bring it
I
back.
wish she would know what she did.
Oh, yeah.
And that she's happy, or if she's tell her that it worked. And then Scarlet Witch is like, I wish I could tell him too. And they both hug, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's stupid. Where's
Yeah.
the funeral for those two characters who
Yeah, for
literally
Vision and-
sacrificed themselves
Yeah.
as well? Like, I'm not being like, well, I don't know, Robert or Tony Stark didn't sacrifice himself. He did,
Yeah.
but these other people did too.
yeah.
And one of them, and they're both.
They're both-
I guess a robot isn't a minority.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. This
I-
seems.
But to add on like another 20 minutes.
I didn't want another 20 minutes. I just wanted them to acknowledge
Oh, to
that.
acknowledge it. Yeah,
I
they
wish
don't
they
acknowledge
did.
it
I
in
wish
a-
they did like an actual Viking ceremony where 3 boats went out or
Yeah.
something like that.
Or yeah, they should have done something like that. Or have like
Or have like the end scene of fucking Phantom Menace or Episode 6 or the CGI day where everyone's having a
Oh,
funeral.
yeah.
Instead of having everyone having a celebration, have everyone be sad because everybody died in this.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people died in this battle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, specifically 3, but.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of soldiers that died.
Yeah,
too,
there's a
right?
bunch of
There's a bunch of wizards who
Wow.
pawns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's
kinda
just a
like
bunch of pawns who died too.
Yeah.
God forbid. Yeah.
some
Some
Asgardian
fucking
kid that they handed
stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, so they barely acknowledge her dying for the Soul Stone.
I was
Yeah.
fine with it because
I
there
was-
was a time jump, and I was like, they probably had her funeral. I can turn my brain off. You know,
I
I
was like,
can't.
yeah.
I was like, I think Iron Man's the most important one you gotta linger on.
I was like,
he was
needs
important.
a nice juicy funeral scene.
That was the thing, yeah.
And it's like it would be overkill to have 3 funeral scenes or combine them. I think it's important to just have one. He started it all.
Yeah.
He was the G.
Yeah.
The original gangster.
Oh yeah.
The original gangster.
So I mean, even though it's like kind of wrong, I don't know. I thought it just
didn't bother me as much.
No, it didn't bother me either.
And so and then they have this joke about the daughter's talking to his bodyguard, and she's like, "I want cheeseburgers," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
oh," and he's all like, and like the bodyguard looks like he's about to cry, and he's like, "I'll get you as many cheeseburgers as you want," and I was like, "Oh, this is so heartfelt."
Yeah.
Oh, I hope she's the next Iron Man. I really do. I hope that.
Oh, she is.
Yeah,
she is. She definitely is.
Because I'll watch that when it comes out on DVD.
yeah.
But yeah, and then they send Steve Rogers back to return all of the Infinity Stones to Asgard, fucking another planet.
Yeah. How does that work?
It doesn't.
He goes to there's Red Skull and kills him.
I want to see that scene.
Yeah,
where's that awkward conversation where he's like, "Oh, hi, Red Skull."
Yeah.
Hello.
Still
hello, Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I like that how it's just like they're like, okay, he should be coming back in 5 seconds.
I forgot they had a joke. They had the killing Thanos as a baby joke in there.
Yeah, that's right.
It was great.
Yeah,
that was really good. In Rhodey Rhodes.
Yeah.
He does. That was like he's like the way he did it too.
No, it's not
he
Rhodey
was like,
Rhodes. Yeah. Rhodey's just his like nickname for his last name. It's James Rhodes.
Oh, there you go.
I'm pretty sure Colonel James Rhodes.
Oh yeah. I'm still gonna call him Rhodey Rhodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they make a Thanos baby killing joke.
Yeah.
I think that's to poke fun at Ben Shapiro's "Would you kill baby Hitler?"
It probably was. Like a little
I think like a little, or it was like a they were like, "Oh, this happened. We'll make a joke of it, and people laugh at it."
Yeah,
You know?
I like that.
But you can I was like, that is a very specific kind of joke.
Yeah, it worked.
But it's a good
It
time
works,
travel joke and stuff like that.
It worked really well.
I just forgot to mention it.
I did like the way that it was kind of like the two main granted.
So Captain America, we didn't explain that. So Captain America, he goes back in time and then doesn't come through the time thing, and instead just sits on a log next to him, which doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean,
there was a battle there, not 5.
No, that was that was at their house.
No, that was at the house.
He probably just was sitting there.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't at the house.
Yeah, it was. If you look in the background.
No, it wasn't.
No, yeah, it was.
They didn't just set
Tony
that
Stark's
stuff up.
house.
Yeah,
that's his cabin.
That's at the lake.
How the fuck did he get into his cabin?
This is like 3 months later.
Yeah, this is later when they're having the funeral.
Bullshit.
No, because he
it's
has to be there at his funeral. They didn't finish it. And he goes, "Well, you're dead, but I got to go back and time travel real quick." No, that was at his funeral. It's different. It's a different area. It's not at there. Because he's sitting on a bench. He's sitting on a bench and looking at a lake. There was no lake in the battlefield.
No.
Yeah, there was. It fucking almost flooded. Yeah, there's no lake at the battlefield.
Yeah, but I mean,
this is after
guy who saw the movie twice.
But that's like
here's why I was confused. Is because the lake points this way. Yeah. The lake he's looking at's pointing this way. If that is the cabin. To me, it makes sense it's the battlefield because the Avengers building is almost surrounded by water. But you didn't see this, but I'm making a crescent moon shape. You can see it. That's why I was confused. Is I was like, okay, so they went back because all of the technologies at the Avengers building, they rebuilt it, and then he's just sitting there on a bench. It doesn't even matter whatever the occasion. My problem with it is that he's sitting on a bench after something important just happened.
It makes sense because he's like, okay, I know this is where I jumped out of time, and this is where I'll just
I get it, but it just seems a little weird.
It is a little weird. I liked it though.
I didn't mind it.
I liked it. I minded because for me, I was just like, wait, that's him sitting. He's old. What? I was like,
yeah, and then he passes it on to.
Did you think the makeup looked bad though?
Oh yeah,
it looked weird.
Oh yeah, looked.
I don't think it was bad.
He looked like an old person, but not like how an old person actually looks.
Yeah,
he looks like a cartoon old person.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
Just a little nitpick of mine is like whenever you have an old person, like a young person wear it with old person makeup, they always have their same young voice. Yeah. It's like your voice will always change when you get older.
Yeah, it does.
Especially when you're that fucking old.
It's Steve Rogers.
It's like 90 or whatever.
regular voice with like old person makeup.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a weird thing.
I mean, there's a little bit. They tried to do it, but it's like you can't.
You can tell.
You can't. Yeah. You can't do that.
They almost needed a change of an actor, like in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, I would have liked that.
Honestly,
because
if they did,
that's even more of a time jump than Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, if they did just do a different actor instead of Chris Evans, I would have.
I would have been fine if it was just some old dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. They already paid so many people though they couldn't get another person. They're
Probably.
Like,
They're in the casting process.
Yeah,
no,
they're
we're
like,
just gonna put makeup
we're just
on
gonna
you.
put
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I wonder what costs more, makeup and CGI, or
hiring another actor,
or just taking someone's granddad and being like, "Sit here, you're Captain America."
Oh yeah.
He literally, I think all he says is, "This is yours now. Goodbye."
Yeah.
No,
like,
I'm not
what
going to tell you about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it though. To
it
me,
turns out
that was
loved
good
it.
closure for Captain
It was
America
a great
It was
closure
amazing.
for Captain
You
America.
couldn't end that one too any better.
Yeah, those two guys had the best. Their characters were.
They're great. They come
God.
to an end.
They made
I
the
loved
movie
it.
great for me.
They did.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
They finished the first era of 3 phases, I guess.
Yeah.
If you believe that they're going to continue in like a conspiracy theorist who's wearing a fucking Hershey Kiss right now.
If they're gonna continue.
You haven't met some of these people. Let me put that out.
Oh, they're gonna go forever.
Oh yeah, they'll go for as long as Star Wars goes.
Dude, they have so much
Star
material.
Wars was started in '79.
This
there's
has
no
even
way.
more
78?
material. Marvel has even more material to go off of.
Mark
They
my
could
words. They'll do it for 10 more years and then it'll be done.
I think it'll
Just
stop being
because the
successful after.
The interest for this is
it's gonna
is
drop
waning.
now. Yeah.
It's completely waning.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll have to see next standalone movie.
We'll see in about 5 years. We'll check up and we'll see how
see,
they're
here's the
doing.
thing: the existing characters from like phases like at least 2 and 3, Guardians, Thor, maybe Ant-Man. Who else is left?
Wakanda.
Yeah, they still got Black Panther, but
Spider-Man.
and Spider-Man. But after they
It's
get
a
those
Sony.
guys kind of done, after they get their character arcs finished, then I think it's definitely gonna drop off.
I mean, Wanda's character arc's finished, unless she might become a villain in another movie.
That'd be cool.
Well, I was watching a Marvel rates most powerful people in the universe. Scarlet Witch has. Yeah, she has
She's
the.
one of the most.
Apparently, in the comics, she literally becomes Galactus.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Although, in the comics, that by now almost everybody's become Galactus. Or something, like every single person has gotten to that level of power.
Yeah.
I mean, they can do it. If
I
they
mean,
want.
technically, Dark Phoenix will be Galactus power level.
Yeah, because that's a cosmic entity, which is why I'm so upset that because it's a really cool the Dark Phoenix comic stuff are really cool.
Yeah, that's what I've heard is that
But-
they need to reads. But Sophie Turner can't pull it off.
She's not gonna be
Cardboard cutouts can't act. Sorry about it.
They can't.
She may be hot, but so is my cardboard cutout of Captain Kirk, which is from 80s.
Yeah.
So, not saying I don't fling that way, but you gotta admit that William Shatner in his youth was a good-looking man.
Man.
Sophie Turner, in her youth, is a good-looking woman.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean she can act.
No.
Is that?
I like
guess
the last shot of Captain America.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's him and
That
his
was-
Agent Carter dancing.
and
it's Harry James.
It's a
playing-
beautiful,
I had no
beautiful
idea.
tracking shot
Yeah.
It's a beautiful.
of the street and the car, and then
And
you go
it's-
into the window,
Yeah.
and it's just
It was a really good way
It's
to
a really
set it up.
somber
What
ending.
time it was.
Yeah.
It was really well
and I was,
executed.
I almost felt like crying there. I was like, you
Dude,
couldn't
that's
have-
where I was like, because I
it
was
was
like,
beautiful.
because if you think about Steve Rogers as a character, he's actually pretty tragic.
Punished. He is punished.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers.
And it's just, and he's always so happy all the time or whatever, and he's just like,
Well, I mean, how could
But
you
it's
be unhappy when you have America's ass?
when you have America's ass. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was,
but no.
It was just great.
It is. It's great.
So the two characters, perfect ending.
Yeah.
Close the book.
Actually, not. I guess they weren't the two strongest, but the two of the strongest characters.
Most loved.
Yeah.
Most loved,
Most
strongest,
developed,
just all
yeah.
around.
Best
Probably
stories.
the best. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
the best movies around them, the best stories, everything, are now dead.
Yeah.
There's
So.
there's
Good luck,
just-
Marvel.
yeah.
I mean, Doctor Strange. Actually, I'm excited to see what they do. With
I
Doctor
will.
Strange.
I would watch a Doctor Strange movie.
I'm excited. To see
I
what
like
they do with
Doctor
that.
Strange as an idea already.
Yeah.
I like magicians that aren't Harry Potter and shit.
Yeah.
I
Same.
really like Doctor Strange. Also, I love Mads Mikkelsen. Oh,
God, he was great.
God bless you. God bless you, big boss. But yeah, no. Yeah, you're right, Doctor Strange. I can't really think of anything. Like Guardians, Doctor Strange. I'm not even going to watch the next Spider-Man.
Home, Far From Home? No?
No.
Yeah, actually, after having a watch Endgame, I actually have a little less interest in watching it.
Which is, I'm guessing, why they showed the trailers beforehand.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we should end it up there. We've talked for like 2 hours or so. I need some water.
Yeah.
I need to walk. I'm going to go for a walk after that. I've been sitting for like all day. My ass hurts. Their ass hurts.
Asses.
Down and Out podcast.
Yeah. This has been the Down and Out podcast. I've been your host, Brendan-ish. I mean, not my Brendan. God damn it. It just ended.
Oh,
That's been Hunter. That's been Stefan. Get the fuck out of here.